Hello everyone, today we will start a new chapter, that is chapter 15, Water a Necessity. As we know that water is so precious for us, for all the living things. Although 3/4 of the water's earth's surface is covered with water, you can see in this picture only very less part is covered with land. That's why we call earth as a blue planet. Only a very small portion of it can be used for drinking. It is because most of the water on the earth is present in the seas and oceans which contain salty water. This water is not fit for drinking or other day-to-day activities. So, do not waste water. Never leave taps running or buckets overflow with water. Sources of water: rain, underground water, surface water. The main source of fresh water on the earth is rainwater or rain. Rainwater fills ponds, lakes, seas, oceans, and other water bodies. Underground water. Some rainwater seeps into the soil and enriches a layer of solid rocks. It collects here as underground water. In some hilly areas, it comes out to the surface as spring. Surface water. Rainwater slides off the ground as surface water and fills ponds, lakes, rivers, and seas. Pond. A pond is a small body of water surrounded by land. It fills up in the rainy season when it rains. Some ponds dry up in summers. Lake is bigger than a pond. It is also a body of water surrounded by lands. River. River flows from the mountains, hills and other places where it rains a lot. When the snow or ice melt in high mountains, it flows down to form rivers. Such rivers are called snow-fed rivers or perennial rivers. They carry plenty of water throughout the year. Example: Ganga River, Yamuna River, Brahmaputra River are snow-fed rivers. They flow from the Himalayas. Rain-fed rivers means the river that carry only rainwater are called rain-fed rivers. They have a lot of water during the rainy season but it almost dries up during summers. Example: Godavari River, Kaveri River, Krishna River. Seas and oceans are very large bodies of water. They contain salty water. A sea is smaller than an ocean. There are many seas on the earth. We have 5 oceans on the earth, that is Pacific, Atlantic, Indian, Arctic and Antarctic. Dams are the walls built across rivers to block or control the flow of water. From dams, water is collected in artificial lake called reservoir. It is released when the level of water in the river decreases. It is also used for various other things like generating electricity. Canals. Canals are the ducts as channel to the send water from rivers to reservoir to agriculture area for irrigation. It is not safe for drinking purpose to drink water directly from natural sources. You can see here rainwater can't be consumed as it has many dissolved gases, dust particles, and germs in it. Water bodies like lakes, rivers, and ponds are polluted by different ways, like by garbage disposal, by washing, by bathing. Some factories releases toxic wastes into them, so we should not drink these water. Seawater is not fit for drinking because it is salty. River that flows down maintains mountains carry mud and other wastes along with them. Hence, we cannot drink water directly from them. Evaporation. The change of water to water vapor on heating is called evaporation. Some examples of evaporation in our daily life are sweat from our body dries due to evaporation, wet clothes dry when we put them in the sun. Condensation. Condensation is the change of water vapor to water on cooling. Some example, when we boil water in a kettle, we can see steam or water vapor coming out from its nozzle. Dew drops on leaves in winter is an example of condensation in our daily life. Water from the cloud reaches the ground in form of rain, hail and snow is called precipitation. Salt pans. Salt is also extracted from seawater using the process of evaporation. Dikes are made on the shore to prevent seawater from flowing back into the sea. These areas with dikes are called salt pans. The water in these pans gradually evaporates, leaving a layer of salt behind. This is the salt we eat after it is refined in the factories. Water cycle. Water cycle circulated continuously in nature in the form of water cycle. During this circulation, it keeps changing its form. Water evaporates from rivers, lakes, and other water bodies because of the heat of the sun. Some of this water changes into water vapor and rises in the sky. As it goes higher, it meets cold air and condenses to form cloud. As more and more drops join the cloud, they become heavy and burst. This water from the cloud reaches the ground in the form of rain, hail, snow, and sleet. This is precipitation. So, water reaches water bodies on the earth due to precipitation and again evaporates. This water cycle goes on endlessly in nature. The change of water to water vapor and back to water in nature is called water cycle. So, let's see its process.
Evaporation. It is a process where water at the surface turns into water vapor. Water absorbs heat energy from the sun and turns into vapors from the water bodies like the oceans, the seas, the lakes and the river bodies. These are the main source of evaporation. Through the evaporation, water moves from the hydrosphere to the atmosphere. As the water evaporates, it reduces the temperature of the bodies. Condensation. In this process, water vaporizes into water vapor. It rises up in the atmosphere. At the high altitudes, the water vapor changes into very tiny particles.
Water changes into water vapor and moves up. This is called evaporation. It is faster on a windy or a sunny day. Salt is also extracted from seawater using the process of evaporation. Dikes are made on the seashore to prevent seawater from flowing back into the sea. These areas with dikes are called sea pans. The water in the sea pans evaporates, leaving a layer of salt which we eat. On cooling, water vapor changes back to drops of water. This is called condensation. Dewdrops on leaves in winter is an example of condensation. Water cycle is the continuous process of water changing into vapor and back into water. Evaporates from rivers, lakes, and other water bodies because of the heat of the sun. Some of this water changes into water vapor and rises in the sky. As it goes higher, it meets cold air and condenses to form clouds. As more and more drops join the clouds, they become heavy and burst. This water from the clouds reaches the ground in the form of rain, hail, snow, and sleet. This is precipitation. Water reaches water bodies on the earth due to precipitation and again evaporates. This water cycle goes on endlessly in nature.